want to start out just by saying that our thoughts are really with the people of Ukraine, with the 70,000 Washingtonians who claim Ukraine as their native land. We know that all the work that we are doing in Olympia right now is important for so many people living here in Washington, but we also know the huge global impacts of the Russian aggression in Ukraine and just stand with the Ukrainian people. And just wanted to make sure that I said that and that we have said that earlier today on the floor of the House.
You are in the last stretch of this short session. You're going to be on the floor from now until the end of session. And we caught you on a little break. You guys just passed a pretty big bill. Is that right?
We did. One of the examples of the things that we're doing for the citizens of Washington, we just passed a great bill just minutes ago, really dealing with pay transparency. And this has been building on the work that we've been doing over the last years to make sure that employees kind of have a fair shot, have some transparency when it comes to how much they're going to make at work. This goes along with the Equal Pay Act that we did a number of years ago, to make sure that men and women are paid the same. But this bill just basically asks that employers publish what the pay is going to be for any particular job. A lot of employers are already doing that in the state of Washington. Good for them. But this really makes sense for all employers to do it and really helps employees, especially women and minority employees who are often at a disadvantage going into a job interview. This is going to help level the playing field for so many people. And again, I think it's also a really good practice for small businesses.
You recently also passed the transportation budget and the operating budget, and the capital budget is in the works. And I want to ask you about some of the projects in that capital budget in your area.
Yes, thanks for that. I think, as many of you know, I serve on the Capital Budget Committee and have been on that committee since I first came down to Olympia. And that's really where we're building things. We're building schools and we're building community centers. But one of the things I'm most proud of this year is that as we're moving forward, the House has put in $500 million into affordable housing. And a lot of that is emergency housing to get people off the streets and into housing as quickly as possible, longer term investments in permanent supportive housing. So those folks really dealing with some significant issues have the support that they need, and $100 million for the Housing Trust Fund. And that really gets money out into communities for shovel-ready projects for building affordable housing for so many Washingtonians. And then to go along with that, in the operating budget, we have over $300 million to invest in behavioral and mental health. We know that we can build as many homes and apartment buildings and things like that as possible. But if we don't have the supports for people suffering with mental health disorder, substance use disorder, that housing isn't really going to be effective. So this is kind of a two-part system to make sure that we're building the actual physical structures that we need for so many Washingtonians and making sure that they have the supports that they need. So it's a short session. This is a supplemental budget, but we're making record investments in the crisis that is on the top of everybody's mind in Washington. So very proud of that work.